We've all seen the latest advancements in air purification, smart home wellness, even cutting-edge sleep tech.
Right.
But the sources you shared for this deep dive, particularly the breadth of recovery and that master's insight, #065 about the hole in the door, well, they offer a really fundamental perspective, don't they?
They really do. It's quite a different angle.
Yeah, they challenge our assumptions about why sophisticated devices like this Air 6-free maze purifier sometimes seem to fall short. And what's truly needed for genuine recovery.
Exactly. It shifts the focus.
So our mission today in this exploration is really to unpack why something that sounds so simple, almost old-fashioned maybe, consistent fresh airflow, why it's presented as absolutely critical, not just for the device, the Air 6-free maze purifier, but ultimately for achieving that deep restorative sleep, the kind that leaves you feeling genuinely recovered.
That's the core of it.
We're going to dig into why, according to these sources, this isn't just some technical spec, but it's like the actual key to feeling better in a way that goes beyond the marketing talk.
It's about the lived experience, really.
So, okay, let's start there. With that need for genuine recovery established, let's dive into what the breadth of recovery source highlights as the true desire. Especially, it mentions, for elderly people looking for better well-being.
Yes, that's a key insight.
It's interesting how often we maybe overcomplicate wellness.
Right.
The source suggests it's not about complex tech terms, not medical jargon, not even directly chasing longevity.
No, it's much more immediate.
Does that resonate with what you've seen? That sometimes the real desire is much, much simpler.
Oh, absolutely. It's quite striking how incredibly simple that core desire really is. The source puts it very directly.
Yeah.
What these individuals want is simply to wake up feeling good.
Just feeling good.
Yeah, they just want to be able to say, maybe even just once, hey, I actually feel better waking up today. And that single sentence, apparently, when it's genuinely felt and said, it's presented as being way more valuable, more impactful than any fancy marketing campaign or, scientific breakdown. It's an experience that once you've actually felt it, it sort of creates a new baseline for what feeling good even means. It makes the experience and the wanting it again kind of irreversible.
Irreversible, wow.
Yeah. It's about that tangible, immediate, really personal improvement. And you don't need to understand the mechanics at all.
That's powerful and so simple, isn't it? To wake up feeling good. But it does make me wonder, given how many products promise that feeling, why does this specific focus on airflow stand out so much?
Well, I think.
Is it just the simplicity of the desire, or is there something uniquely effective in how this approach addresses that fundamental need?
I think it's both. The simplicity connects, but the how is where the physics comes in.
Because that desire to just feel better, naturally, noticeably, without needing the PhD to understand why. That's universal.
Absolutely. We all want that.
It's not about the gadget itself or the numbers on a display. It's about that lived experience, that, oh, wow, I do feel better moment.
Precisely, that internal validation.
And it's precisely this simple desire to feel good that brings us to the surprising part, maybe. Why some people initially don't get those results, even with a powerful device.
Right, the disconnect.
So, knowing that simple desire is there, what's usually the first barrier? What stops people from actually feeling that improvement, even when they try something sophisticated like this purifier? What's the critical missing piece the sources point to?
Okay, so the critical detail, and the source is really unequivocal about this, is no hole in the door, no fresh air.
Simple as that.
Seems simple, but this hole in the door idea, it's explicitly called basic airflow engineering. It's not just a quirky phrase.
Basic engineering, okay.
The direct chain of consequences, physiologically, that the source outlines is pretty stark. No fresh air, low oxygen levels, it repeats it. Low oxygen levels, low oxygen sleep, no real recovery.
So it's a direct link, low oxygen, no recovery.
Exactly. To elaborate just a bit, our bodies, especially our brains, they absolutely require a consistent supply of oxygen during sleep. That's when all the vital restorative stuff happens.
Like what kind of stuff?
Well, everything from cellular repair, memory consolidation, even clearing out metabolic waste from the brain, all that relies heavily on oxygen.
Right.
So when oxygen levels are consistently low because you're just rebreathing the same air, these crucial functions get impaired. Your cardiovascular system might get stressed. You just can't hit those deep, truly restorative sleep stages properly.
So you're not just tired, you're actively stopping your body from fixing itself.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, you're hindering its innate ability to rejuvenate.
That really explains the why behind it, and the source uses such a vivid analogy, doesn't it? Trying to drink pure water from a sealed bottle.
Yeah, that one really paints a picture.
You know the good stuff is in there, you know it's beneficial, but without that basic opening, it's useless. It really highlights how we can miss the most fundamental things sometimes, chasing complexity.
It's easy to do.
And the source is clear. The Air 6-free Maze Purifier, which they sometimes call Sleep Little Heaven, returns.
Right, same device.
It only works to its full potential, its intended potential, if you have both things. A sealed space, A&D, a constant supply of oxygen-rich new air.
Both are needed. The sealing helps the purifier work efficiently on the air inside, but the airflow brings in the necessary element.
So without both, the purification is just clean in theory, as the source says. But your body's still thirsty for oxygen.
Exactly. Thirsty for oxygen and therefore thirsty for real recovery. It's not just about filtering the gunk out of the existing air. It's about replenishing it with fresh oxygenated air. That lets the body truly breathe and recover.
And when they say hole in the door, it's really a principle, right? Not always a literal hole.
Oh, absolutely. It's about ensuring a dedicated, consistent channel for fresh, oxygen-rich air to get into your sealed sleeping space. It could be a purpose-built vent, maybe smart architectural design for cross-ventilation, or just, making sure there's adequate air exchange rather than hermetically sealing a room and expecting the purifier to magically create oxygen.
It's the principle of continuous replenishment.
Precisely.
Okay, so this brings us to a crucial point then. What actually happens when this absolutely critical airflow detail is just missed, or maybe dismissed?
Yeah, what are the consequences?
The authors, Master Fuchi Wu and Junshi Dage, they're very clear. They say they've apparently said it 100 times to people.
It sounds like a recurring issue, definitely. A persistent problem stopping people from getting the real benefits of this, advanced air treatment tech.
And they spell out the consequences pretty bluntly. Bad airflow equals 70% less effect. That's huge.
70%, yeah.
And then no airflow, basically useless.
Oof. Useless.
Think about that. It's not the product being faulty, not poor design. It's entirely the environment it's put in.
Right. The context is everything here.
And the source lists those common mistakes people make. Rushing to test it without reading the instructions properly.
Happens all the time with new tech.
Sealing the room up tight. Maybe thinking that's helping the purifier, but forgetting that vital fresh air channel.
The missing link.
And then, after just one night of essentially rebreathing their own stale air, they conclude, I don't feel anything.
Yeah, it's understandable why they'd think that, but they're missing the cause.
It's like focusing on the fancy engine, but forgetting to put gas in the car. You're missing the foundational need.
Exactly. And what's really important to clarify here, as the source makes quite evident, is that this situation, it's not seen as product failure.
Okay, that's a key distinction.
Yeah, it's specifically labeled improper setup. And that distinction matters because it means the user's body never actually got the chance to experience the full intended effect, the device working under the right conditions.
So it's not that the purifier didn't work.
No, it's that it was never really given the proper environment to show that it works. That foundational oversight in setup means its potential, the potential of this Air 6-free Maze purifier, just stayed untapped.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, throughout this, the sources keep hitting this really strong theme. Once you've felt it, you can't go back.
That comes up repeatedly.
That's not just a catchy slogan, is it? It suggests an experience so undeniable, so personal and profound, that it literally changes your baseline for what feeling good is.
Yeah, it creates that distinct before and after. Something clicks.
It redefines genuine recovery for you.
Yeah.
So what kind of transformations are we actually talking about here? What does that felt it moment look like?
Well, we see this reflected in some really concrete examples in the source material. Like, there are these compelling stories of elderly users.
Okay.
After sleeping through the night with both the purifier and the proper airflow, they reported things like, I feel less breathless today walking around.
Oh, wow. That's specific, not just better.
Exactly. Not vague. It's a tangible, measurable, physical improvement in their daily life, their mobility, their comfort, a direct hit on quality of life.
That's significant.
Definitely. And another powerful example they mention is this ripple effect. One family tries it, they feel the benefits, and suddenly all their friends, their extended family, they start showing up wanting to try it too.
Word of mouth based on real experience.
Yeah, they've witnessed the change firsthand in someone they know. And then there are users who maybe started cautiously, rented just one unit.
testing the waters.
Right, only to quickly realize how profound the value is for them, and they end up getting one for every single room in their house.
Because the shift was just too big to ignore.
So significant they couldn't imagine going back to how they felt before.
That perfectly reinforces the idea, then, that the decision to keep it isn't about being convinced by slick marketing or some clever sales pitch.
No, not at all.
It's because, as the source puts it so powerfully, your body already made the decision.
That's the phrase.
That gut feeling of genuine recovery, that real improvement day to day, it becomes so compelling, so undeniable, it just cuts through any external noise. It's that deep personal validation saying, okay, this works for me.
It's intrinsically driven.
So building on that, Master Fuchi Wu, the author, the patent holder for this tech.
Right, with the U.S. patent for the high-efficiency labyrinth air treatment device, dated 2025, interestingly.
Yeah. A testament to the engineering behind it. He offers this strong, almost philosophical conclusion that ties it all together, doesn't he?
He really does. His core tenets, they cut right to the heart of it. They provide this concise philosophy for understanding what true well-being means in our indoor spaces.
And he doesn't pull any punches. He delivers these statements that, once you hear them in this context, they almost feel like obvious truths.
They have that ring to them.
He states directly, and I'm quoting the source here, purification without a hole is fake cleanliness.
Narc.
And then, maybe even more impactful for sleep. Sleep without fresh air is fake recovery.
Wow. Fake recovery.
These aren't just opinions, are they? They're presented as fundamental principles, drawing a really clear line between just having a device and actually getting real, impactful results.
Exactly. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it just hammers home how crucial those foundational conditions are for any technology, really, to genuinely deliver what it promises.
Right.
It's not enough to have the fancy purifier, no matter how sophisticated its high-efficiency labyrinth design is. You have to provide the basic element it needs to actually work with your body.
It's a powerful reminder. Sometimes the most advanced solutions depend entirely on the most basic environmental factors.
Absolutely. And that leads right into Master Fuchi Wu's final, very bold statement about product returns. It kind of encapsulates this whole philosophy.
What does he say?
We're not afraid of returns because once you've felt it, you'll never want to live without it.
That's confidence.
It's confidence born from believing in the transformative power of the actual experience when it's set up correctly. Built on those simple but critical engineering principles that let the tech do its job properly.
And there you have it. We've taken quite an in-depth exploration into this breadth of recovery. And what's revealed is that true, genuine recovery and getting the best out of advanced air treatment like the Air 6-free maze purifier, well, it hinges on something surprisingly basic.
Consistent, oxygen-rich, fresh airflow.
Yeah. It's not just about filtering the air you have. It's fundamentally about replenishing it, making sure your body gets that vital oxygen it absolutely needs to restore itself overnight.
Replenishment is the key word.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? Well, the next time you're thinking about improving your sleep or your indoor environment or just boosting your overall well-being, maybe pause and consider the airflow.
That often overlooked piece.
Yeah. Are you, maybe even with a top-of-the-line purifier, unknowingly just rebreathing stale air? Are you potentially depriving your body of the oxygen it needs for real recovery?
It's definitely a question worth asking yourself.
Especially when the solution might be more fundamental, maybe even simpler than you think.
And this raises, I think, an important final question for all of us as we wrap up. What seemingly small, maybe foundational or overlooked detail in your own daily routine or maybe in your home environment setup? What might actually be the key to unlocking a much bigger improvement in how you feel?
Like the hole in the door for sleep?
Yeah.
Well, what's the equivalent elsewhere?
Exactly. Just like that simple, consistent channel for fresh air can totally transform sleep recovery. What other basic conditions might you be missing? Conditions that could empower everything else you're trying to do to work at its true, full potential.
Thinking about those foundational elements.
Yeah. The ones that truly make all the difference in the end.
Absolutely. Definitely food for thought as we conclude this deep dive. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
Hope it was helpful.
We hope this conversation helps you maybe breathe a little easier and perhaps rethink what genuine recovery truly means for you. Until next time.